Daredevil Born Again episode 4 just came out last night. These Disney Plus Marvel shows have a tendency to have episode 4 be the best episode of the season, and this one hit a home run. It lived up to that task. And it kicks off with Hector's niece being comforted by Matt and her crying and saying that what happened to him was completely unfair, which, yes it was. Right when you start liking the guy, he gets killed off. It cuts to a guy in a White Tiger-esque kind of mask carrying another guy on his shoulders in like an underground subway. Who these people are, what they're doing, we got no clue. It could be a villain named Muse, but we'll find out in the coming episodes. Then we see a guy getting arrested, finding out later his name's Leroy, and he's just a down on his luck kind of guy who can't get help from the government. He's got to eat out of garbage. This guy is just completely down on his luck. And how convenient, Matt becomes his lawyer. And now I'm back to Love Island with the Fisks. We're back in therapy, and this Adam guy comes up again. Man, this dude is really living rent-free in Wilson's head. It seems more like he wants to rebuild the marriage than she does, because she seems very reserved, and then tells a story of how her dad was very distant as a kid, and what Fisk was doing was reminding her of that. And to that she says that it never got brought up in conversation. But your marriage is falling apart, and this is a very important subject, and you kind of need to bring it up. And as they're walking out, Heather asks for a little one-on-one with Vanessa, and she asks Vanessa, hey, do you feel safe in your marriage? She replies to that with, he'd never hurt me. Yeah, he'd never hurt her, but he'd hurt a lot of other people. And Matt runs into that corrupt cop that, he almost broke the neck of, and asks him, does he have anything to do with the murder of Hector? He says straight up, no, and he tells the truth. But Matt tells him, hey, if you bring any of your buddies around, no matter how much backup you have, I'm gonna kick all your asses. That was just a cold line. And Mayor Fisk wants to redesign an area. He doesn't realize that this whole mayor thing ain't all it's cracked up to be. Because you gotta go through this person, this board, that board. When he was kingpin, he could just be like, hey, let's get this done and get it done right away. But with mayor, you gotta go through extra steps. The legal way. The shitty way. And Fisk's little ass kisser assistant, Daniel, he leaked some info that wasn't supposed to be leaked yet. And he's gonna get in some serious trouble for that. He confesses to it to Fisk, and for some reason Fisk forgives him. If this was anyone else, he would beat their ass. And Daniel showing loyalty and courage and just apologizing profusely for screwing up. And Fisk forgives him. He tells him, hey, I see potential in you, but if you do that again, it'll be the last thing you ever do. Oof, this guy better look out. And Matt goes to the scene of the murder, does what the morgue couldn't do, does what the police couldn't do. He finds the bullet encasing. And he finds it pretty easily for a blind guy. He then takes the bullet with the Punisher logo on the encasing of it and goes to an underground tunnel and goes to find his good old pal, Frank Castle. Now this right here, this was the best scene of the episode. These guys, raw emotion and wonderful acting, just said over the top. He tells Frank about the Punisher tattoos and the logo being on the bullet shells, and Frank responds with, them damn fanboys. People trying to live up to the persona of the Punisher, and they can't do that because there is one and only Punisher. He is yelling loud at Matt about the guilt that is eating him up inside, about the murder of Hector, about giving up being Daredevil, which he knows is the wrong thing. But there's that subtle part of him that's like, I want to bring it back. And he finally just breaks Matt. Matt just breaks down into tears. It was heavy to see. And he gets in his face. Matt unleashes the devil within him and just smacks him right in the face and profusely apologizes for it because he didn't mean to. It was just frustration built up within him. They're more similar than they would ever think they would be. the guilt of losing loved ones eats up at them. And the final tug at the heartstrings is mentioning Foggy. Matt just realizes, hey, the both of us combined wouldn't be able to match up to the pure and innocence that that guy had. Man, what a phenomenal scene. Bravo, boys. That was beautifully written. That was beautifully acted. Props to them. And after that intense altercation, Matt comes home to a very loving, very forgiving Heather. They make a really cute couple. I think they're a really good match with each other. And it comes down to, he beats her with a billy club. But not the Daredevil kind. Matt can't sleep, neither can Fisk. And we get this really cool scene where their stories like parallel each other, where Matt's finally given in. He's finally gonna go and become Daredevil again. He brings out the billy club, he looks at the masks, he embraces it. He starts practicing again for that combat. And Fisk, he goes down to a Subway and just starts eating, which is odd to look at first, but there's a reason why. He has a guy locked up next to him. Who that guy is Adam. He is the affair. And he's keeping him prisoner. Seems like he's starving the guy to death and torturing him. Damn. That is brutal right there. What an ending. What an episode. But wait, there's more. Because as it fades to black, we cut back to that guy who was wearing the white mask, possibly Muse, and lays down the guy he was carrying and drains the blood from him. And that's all we see from him. Man, that's intense. That's gross. But man, I want to see where this goes. And to be honest, I completely forgot about the white mask guy. They didn't show him for a long time, so it just kind of emptied from my brain. And they come back to him like, oh yeah, that's happening. I forgot about that. Let me know what you thought of episode 4. Like it. Tell me what you think in the comments. Subscribe. And follow me on Instagram. And stay safe, stay sexy.